please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. I said, in this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. You make this parade a mere charade if you're marching just for fun. Our troops must feel your thanks for real before the marching is done. They know side by side you can match their stride to the drum beat and the brass, but they're not impressed with you unless you can match their stride in class. This may not sound too diplomatic, but I cannot be more emphatic as I tell you, it's problematic when you do less than your best. Especially when it's because you put your brilliance on pause for the mere peer applause it draws from a so-called friend doing less. Quit playing, I'm saying, you know that you are great, and we know it, so show it. Don't make our heroes wait. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. For those of you who already do the things that make us proud, your nation in appreciation says thanks to you out loud. Your schoolmates should imitate the way you tap your potential. Let me try to convince them why their effort is essential. Our men and women in uniform, before, during, and after Desert Storm, always perform above the norm, anywhere and everywhere on the planet. They need to follow our heroes' lead, but they cannot lead if they cannot read. Allow me, please, to plant this seed. Don't take freedom for granted. I'm serious, I'm furious to see U.S. schools behind. Remove the clatter, it's just a matter of our making up our minds. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. We believe in you, warriors protect you to do what you must to rise. Please do your part. Please start before another warrior dies. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. They sacrifice for you. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. Please.
Good afternoon and welcome to Wave Your Grades on KUAW.org, the academic patriotism program that is dedicated to veterans and serious secondary scholars. I am so sorry. I am your announcer, DeQuay Wilson. Now here is our host, civilian urban educator, Carl Boyd.
Good afternoon and welcome once again to Wave Your Grades. We're coming to you from KUAW.org and 100.5 FM in the 18th and Pine District. I am a civilian, and the purpose for our show is indeed to pay tribute to those who have served and those who are serving. I guess as a matter of fact, we might refer to the month of November as Veterans Appreciation Month. And as we anticipate an announcement this afternoon about an upcoming announcement, the 1st of January, we will be joined by one of our board members and tech specialists whose name is LaFaye Daniels. Wanda and I refer to her as La Family. She is adopted niece, and we will talk a little bit about her and her family as well as the Stutes for Boots family. And as we are working with the technology, getting ready to bring her in, it gives me an opportunity, and I want to be careful how I say the word based upon the occasion, to mention the name Kathy Moore. Kathy Moore was one of the young ladies at Friendship Baptist Church who informally, if you will, adopted Wanda and me as parents, as it were. We call her family. Passed away this past week. And had you attended her ceremony, her homegoing, you would have found out much about how delightful a young lady as she was, and in our memories, in our hearts, still is. And as a matter of fact, when we think about some of what we are facing in the world in which we live today, it is well that we count our blessings. It was well that this was a service that counted the good things, not only about her, but about those around her, because of knowing Kathy Moore. And just to imagine that she was 50 years old, and that is certainly young for her transition. But on the other hand, it was just amazing to imagine that that many years had passed, that many good years. And so we say from the Boyd household, we say from the Stoots for Boots family, that we express deepest condolences to the family of Kathy Moore. And we anticipate the homegoing ceremonies of Val Lester, also a member of Friendship Baptist Church, and a very dear friend. It is so interesting. Louis George Walker, our producer and founder at KUAW, may remember something like this, but in 1975, there was a jazz conference at a jazz concert at Royal Stadium. Bobby Humphrey was playing the flute, and yes, indeed. And I came to, there you go, the cool jet. Look at you. Yes, indeed. That's a good memory there. And my cousin, whose name was Sandra Boyd, introduced me to Valerie Boyd. My cousin married Donald Boyd, and her name was already Boyd. And all of these Boyd families together, not related. And Val was among us, and we will be celebrating her homegoing on Tuesday. And so it is that we experience these kinds of mixed emotions, but it is well that we're talking about good people who have done good things. And so it is, we take this opportunity to express our wishes to their families. This is Wave Your Grades. Now, our organization is called Stoots for Boots. Therefore, the Wave Your Grades program is, quote, brought to you by, unquote, Stoots for Boots. And you will hear our producer, engineer, announcer, co-host, DeQuay Wilson, when she makes the announcements to say that we are indeed an organization. And the pronunciation is on purpose in that we want, and as a matter of fact, need to get to work. But how we're going to get to work, especially in the coming fiscal year, is what La Fay Daniels, La Family, will be talking about on our program today. And for as long as Brother Walker is with us, talking more about access to the program, and as a matter of fact, spreading the wings of this program. But more than that, here she is, more than that, talking about spreading the wings of KUAW and the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Hello to our niece, La Family. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
I am on. Hey, y'all. Can you hear me okay?
I can almost hear you, but that's on me. That's not on you. Will I be
Oh, okay.
able
Can you hear me better?
to up the sound if I put on headphones, or can we just turn her up? I, all right, please go
I
ahead.
turned it.
Oh yes, okay. These now, can you see which ones I have? Okay,
Uh-huh. Yes.
now I hear much
Better?
better. Yes, indeed.
Good. Okay.
Let me
Good
say
morning.
to LaFay Daniels, thank you so very much for joining us from somewhere. Where are you, and who are you close to?
I am currently in Gulf Breeze, Florida, sitting outside at a high school, relaxing, I think, in the security's chairs outside.
And
This,
is there someone we know who is in the vicinity of your location?
yes, I have my grandkids are here, and my son is in Guam. Keep him in your prayers. He's been deployed, so I'm on grandma duties right now.
Absolutely, and that is son Edmund. I don't know his rank, but I know that
He
he's close
is
to
in
us.
charge in Guam. Look, just say he's in charge in Guam, or
Isn't
he
that
is right now.
something?
God is good,
Out,
Uncle John. God is good.
outstanding. God is
Yes.
good. When we sang for USO shows, we always spoke of Guam as having water that allowed you to see across to the other side of the world. The water is so clear on the island of
Yes.
Guam. And we were
Wow.
getting ready to do a show, and there was a rainstorm. And we looked
Wow.
at our escort officer. Are we going to be able to do the show? And he said, in about 45 minutes. And we were looking at the rain. And in
Wow.
45 minutes, the rain left us. And he said, it does that every day.
Right. Yes.
That was back in 1971.
Wow.
So once again, on the Wave Your Grades program, and not only La Family, a member of the family, but also a member of the Students for Boots Board of Directors, thank you for coming to talk about what we are planning for the fiscal year 2024, and God bless you.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you, you and I have discussed some topics we want to visit, but first,
Yes.
I want to visit LaFay Daniels. And what I mean by that is where background is concerned, not only helping us from a technical perspective, but some of what you are doing and have done in whatever number of years there might be, because I'm always amazed when you talk about how long you have done something when I think of how young you are. So tell us about LaFay Daniels.
Oh, LaFay Daniels. I'm blessing a mom of three grown men right now.
Yes.
Uh, 38 years federal government. Currently, I volunteer even out here for CASA. I'm a court appointed advocate for foster care youth in Kansas City, Missouri. Currently, I have 5 youth that I foster as an advocate for,
Wow.
and been doing that since I retired 6 years ago. And got to keep busy. And when I tell you, I have no complaints. I don't get paid. I don't want to get paid because God's taking care of me. We have children that had no option to be in this world that are just lost.
My
So
Lord.
I have a passion to help these kids. So I'm working with the aged out youth, and you guys will be hearing more from me. You know, later on, 2024, I'm
Yes.
setting up a project up with Carl called the Sale 5. And the Sale 5 project will be supporting aged out foster youth everywhere. So I'm definitely going to need help. Currently, I got 2 students that are thinking about the military, and I'm trying to put together a mentorship, hook them up with my son Etman and my cousin Reggie that retired from the Air Force at 45 with 40 something years. And we're going to make some changes and doing some stuff with Students for Boots in a positive aspect. And, you know, I just been real quiet because sometimes we have to be quiet and listen to God, and He gives us our direction. and the direction he has me going into right now, I can do it anywhere. So
That's outstanding. Now, the young people who are interested in the military are located where?
they can be nationwide. That's why I want to make this project a nationwide project. And
Yes.
that's why I call it Sale Five. We're
Oh, I,
fostering, we're advocating for youth everywhere,
I
everywhere, no matter where they are. I have
absolutely.
a connection in every state. So
All
that's what
right.
I'm working on.
I
Yeah,
thought they might
right
be
now.
located in Kansas City. I don't know if you know
We have,
Rebecca Bradley.
no, I don't know. We need to hook up. I do need to know her because
Yes.
I might have one.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She wants to talk about that very seriously, and she was the Minority Affairs Director in the state of Missouri for a while, and she's
Okay.
president now of the National Association of Black Veterans. And the most
Oh my
recent,
God.
the most recent conversation she and I had was about young people becoming a part of the military and what the advantages are.
Right. That's great. I definitely need to connect with her because I know when Atman joined 14, 15 years ago, they had a cadet program in Kansas City out by the airport. And I've never heard of it. He hadn't heard of it. And so when I tell you that was probably the best program, if we can get more youth in those type of cadet programs, it'll make a difference when they go off in the military because it really helped my son.
And you had mentioned, and I will keep your name. As a matter of fact, I have submitted your name. I am with the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary in Grandview, and
Oh, yeah.
I am a civilian, as are you, and we can be a part of that if we have family members who are in the military. So not only
Yes.
do you qualify, but once again this morning we were talking about you and the possibility for membership or partnership, however it manifests.
I
But let,
definitely want to be a member. I talked
uh,
to Mr. Cotwell, and I really do. I need to just,
praise
like I said, during
God.
that time, I got ill in February, and it just,
Yes. Well,
things just went. I ain't gonna say it's still in my bucket list. It hasn't went
yes,
nowhere.
ma'am.
It's going.
Okay. Well,
Yes, happen.
I want to see if you recognize some E's.
Some ease.
Yeah, one E is Eric, another E is
Yeah.
Aaron, and you have already told us about Edmond. Tell us a
Okay.
little bit about your family.
My family, kind of a little background, quick information. My husband was murdered when my kids were 3, 5, and 7. Currently, they are, Edmund just turned 34, they're
Wow.
35 and 37. Eric currently is a, what do you call it? Detention officer at Liberty. Say a prayer. He put in for a job and I told him he got it. He called me
Yes,
yesterday.
ma'am.
So he might be walking into a different job. And, as we know, up in Liberty, it's been totally different than the inner city detention center. And he loves it. And he's doing well. He has 4 children. I have a total of 12 grands. Iran is my computer nerd. He
Yes.
works also. He's
Yes.
still into his field, and they're working on this project with me. And like I said, it's going to be some different things, some different avenues as a family. Our thing is family first, and we have to produce each other, and we're reinventing ourselves. And when you reinvent yourselves, then you can continue with your passion.
This is
So that's
so,
what we've been doing this.
praise God. And as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, you've heard the term segue before, and this is a perfect
Yes.
segue from
Yes.
talking about computer nerds and what we are attempting to do with Stoots for Boots. And so it is. I am thanking you so, so much for making time this afternoon to talk about where we might go. And I had discussed with you some things on my mind,
Hmm.
and I am interested in your quote take on these. For instance, I had a question. Why are we announcing a new Stoots for Boots website?
Well, one of the things, kind of go back to what I just said. We are needing to reinvest in ourselves, a new look, just a recertification of our own Sutra non-for-profit, and to be able to communicate more effective for our audience. And right now, we need a new look, a broad look. And once we reinvent and change some things, I think the attention on a nationwide level will be a lot better.
Outstanding. And when we think about launching this new, fresh uh, website, what are
Mhm.
some of the main pages, or maybe not some of, maybe all, but what are some main pages and why would you designate them?
Well, one of the answers I would say our title page. We
Yes.
would like to engage some partners. So those that are wanting to participate with us, uh, we have a contact us form on the site currently right now. And if you would like to be a partner or even want to put your events on our page, you can inbox at the contact us form. Very little information, put your name, phone number, and exactly what it is, or if you have any suggestions or ideas. And you can use our contact us form and we'll get back with you. And hopefully, if you got any suggestions on how or things we need to put on our website, that's one of these suggestions are definitely welcome. And then also, we would have our donation page where if you want to become a partner, eventually we will have certain levels of donations. And if you just want to donate for whatever the cause that we might be having, you're welcome to do that as well. Hopefully that piece would be on the title page as well. But definitely one of the things I hadn't even ran it across Uncle Carl, I would love to see a title bar of marquee with partners. And I envision 2024, we would have, my goal is 100, for the first year. If we can have 100 people just to donate, and we would put a link with your page onto our homepage. And so that'll give you visibility as well. So that's one of the ways. And then also, we're going to put in place a newsletter. Not sure if we're going to do it monthly, quarterly. That's still in the discussion phase. And that's probably the biggest things right now: partnership,
Well,
newsletter, and events.
let me say to you that you know someone whom you refer to as Aunt Wanda.
Yes.
And you can imagine that she and I are sitting next to each other on our love seat complaining about the advanced technology and how complicated things are and what are these young people doing. But what you are saying as it relates to the website, taking a look at the title page, keeping in touch, is going to be made simple for anybody, but just about any equipment as well.
Right. One of the things, just talking with my son, Eron, running some things about what me and you discussed. And he, as a young person, he wants to include the TikTok. It was TikTok, Facebook. We need to have the ads to the Stoops for Boots pointing to those as well, because you reach more, a lot of audience, a lot of businesses are using the Facebook, the TikTok. And so that's where the links would come in. So we have he's going to help me with that. And it all will be pointing back to Stoops for Boots. And at the same time, once again, if you're a partner or give donations, your visibility will be good as well on our TikTok, on our Facebook.
Now that is becoming very interesting to me. By the way, let me interrupt us, as a matter of fact, for just a moment. We are
Okay.
blessed at KUAW.org to be housed in the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. And when our program comes on, oftentimes Mr. Louis George Walker is with us. And if I turn my head and he's no longer in the room, he might be doing a robotics competition, or he might be technically advising someone at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, or he might be conducting a meeting with the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, or he might be leaving the building in order to Well, I think you get the point. But
Yes, sir.
what is gratifying for us and necessary for those who join us is contact information and ways that they can be
Yes.
a part of KUAW.org plus. Now, he will
Definitely.
tell you what I'm talking about, and God bless Louis George Walker on this day and occasion. LaFay Daniels, here is Mr. Walker.
All right, good
Amen.
evening, good afternoon to all the KUAW listeners and those that are listening to Wave Your Grades with Carl Boyd. You can reach KUAW Radio, which stands for Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. You can email us at kuaw985@gmail.com. You can also pick us up if you're looking at us, want to look at us live. Go to KUAW-radio on Facebook, KUAW Space Radio on YouTube. You can also go to KUAW_radio on Twitter. You can pick us up audially 24 hours a day on Get Me Radio, on the TuneIn Radio app, on mytuner.com, and on KUAW.org. All of those sites broadcast 24 hours a day. We do music, jazz, old school. We even got the blues on there. So
Yes.
just check out KUAW. If you've got a smart speaker, you can also pick us up with your Google or your Amazon smart speaker. Just tell it to play KUAW radio, and we'll come over on that. So there's a lot of ways to reach us. Go online and just type in KUAW, and you can see all the ways you can reach KUAW radio. Thank you, and continue to listen.
Thank you very much, and Louis George
Oh,
Walker.
and I forgot. the other thing that we are doing, we have a partnership in collaboration with the Mutual Musicians Foundation.
Yes,
We're
sir.
also simulcasting this show right now on KOJH 100.5 FM in Kansas City, Missouri. So we've got a lot of ways that you can hear us there.
All
And
right.
thank you.
That's right.
Now, by the way, I'm not going to let you go yet. You made me think of two things. And one of those things, DeQuay, is this. Think about this. We come on at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Louis George Walker said good morning and then corrected himself. Didn't have to. It's good morning somewhere.
Somewhere.
It's good
Somewhere.
evening somewhere. It's good night somewhere. It is absolutely remarkable. Where do you go?
That's right. Yes, you can pick us up
Come on.
around the world through
Yes,
the
sir.
magic of
Yes.
the internet and the airwaves. We have listeners that have actually contacted us too, from Vietnam, from Indonesia, from South America. So there's been a lot of countries and continents that have contacted us.
The lady whose name is Jenny Kincaid.
Oh, yes.
The one who
and
sent the
reached out
email.
just,
The
yes, last
United
week,
Arab Emirates.
She
That's
was in
where
the United Arab Emirates, and she sent us a email and text about the show. So, yes, you can be picked up all over. And that is Modern Communications, and
Without a doubt.
KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom, is a partner with the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, where we're constantly trying to help our young people and families see how they can improve their standard of living through technology.
Praise God. Now, DeQuay Wilson, I said two things. One was time zones. But here's the second thing, and I cannot let Louis George Walker go, and I cannot let LaFay Daniels go when she mentioned technology and Facebook. When she went over, I'm 81. When she went over to TikTok, I thought, see, I have technophobia. And there's certain things that concern me or worry me or alarm me or something like that. Just want the experts. And by the way, among those experts is DeQuay Wilson, and this expertise has increased every week. I so appreciate that in this studio. But LaFay Daniels, Louis George Walker, DeQuay Wilson, when an old Carl Boyd hears something that alarms him where technology is concerned, and I say, oh no, not TikTok. Do you hear that, and how do you respond to our technophobia at my age?
Well, it's kind of common, but the thing is that we have to learn to make changes, and we've all made changes through life. So technology is just another change that comes along. It's just like you hear everybody talking about TikTok, and the kids are learning so much off that. Then we just need to have a presence on TikTok. We don't want to get rid of TikTok.
Okay.
We want to make sure that we have a presence there, that we be able to provide the information and knowledge that they need. When you hear people talk about AI and that it's coming and can do bad things, well, no, AI is not necessarily bad. You
Yeah.
just have to make sure that you have a presence and knowledge of how to use AI beneficially.
And when you use that word presence, I think of parents.
Okay.
Whatever the opportunity, it needs to be monitored. But please go ahead, niece, La Family, what you were going to say. Thank you, Louis George Walker. Okay.
And with the TikTok, Uncle Paul, what I've learned, we can put our challenge. You know, they do these challenges, whether they're good or bad. And one of the things that I had envisioned for Students for Boots was an academic patriotism challenge for the children. And this is how we attack the challenge. And what we would do, just thinking out loud, is I can envision a kid, you know, my grandson, my grandchildren, doing their academic school year starting next year, to Uncle Edmund and Auntie India, who are currently active in the military. And then, okay, the challenge would be you find a veteran and dedicate your academic school year, whether you're in college, whether you're in high school, middle school. That's how we can get the kids involved with TikTok for Students for Boots. And I like that when Eron brought that to me. I'm like, I never even thought about it. And that's one of the things businesses, the kids do. So you're going to reach probably 80%, if not 90% of teenagers, middle schoolers, even elementary kids. My grandkids, I don't allow at TikTok, you know, at a young age, but a lot of parents, a lot of kids are on it. So that's
you
how
do
you
monitor.
can reach that audience.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well,
Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Let's
yeah.
see if we can hear from DeQuay Wilson. Please go ahead.
Well, it's almost time for, it's past time for our mid-show announcement. But you know, TikTok is, I guess, a little scary because of so much of the misinformation that goes across it. But then when you think about ideas like this is positive information, this is positive engagement that's going out, that's hopefully, if not to overturn, but to balance out that what's out there that's accessible to our kids and give them something positive to engage in, but not just positive, something that is rewarding and is beneficial, which is a term that's been used in this conversation, but that's beneficial in not just their lives, but in the lives of those around them as well. But with that said, let me go ahead and do our announcement, and then I'll turn it back over to you guys. So it's time to remind our 7th through 8th grade students that you can win a monetary award from our sponsoring organization. Yes, we say organization on purpose, with purpose. Students for Boots. Your essay title will be Heroes You Know You Didn't Know Were Heroes. Your content will identify a veteran at your school. Again, that veteran can be absolutely anywhere. An administrator, a coach, a cafeteria worker, bus driver, absolutely anyone. If your essay is chosen and submitted by an adult who gives you permission to read it on this Waive Your Grades program, you will be awarded a monetary prize. Please send entry or inquiry to stootsforboots@gmail.com. That is STOOTSFORBOOTS@gmail.com. Stootsforboots@gmail.com. Now back to Carl.
Amen. Thank you so very, very much. And while we are indeed inviting participation, I neglected at the very top of the program to offer this number, 816-599-6893. You can call in right now if you would like to participate in the program. Get in touch with us whatever way. That number again is 816 599-6893. So please join us if you would like to join us on Stoots for Boots. Now, back to LaFay Day. And by the way, LaFay, I say this and not facetiously, Sister DeQuay, I'm really serious when I say this, that having Louis George Walker in the room, and we're talking about technology. We need to do a full show on the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, its history, the participants, and all that it means to our community. And one of the things for certain is what it means in terms of, quote, bridging the technological gap, unquote, between cultures, between races, and all of that. But this program, this station reaches everybody, and everybody can benefit from the knowledge right here coming out of Louis George Walker's mouth and brain. So back to LaFay Daniels and how we are creatively looking forward to Stoots for Boots, the website, the program. And here is a question for you, and I have my own viewpoint where it is concerned. Is the Stoots for Boots organization a military recruitment program for young people?
Can you guys hear me okay? The air conditioning outside just kicked on. Am
we hear
I
you
clear?
fine. You're
Okay.
fine.
Well, it's not, yeah, we're not a recruitment program, but we're proud of our service personnel. So when we speak positively about their service, if there's a need to cover that issue with, we share with integrity, but we're not a recruiting for the military.
Thank you very much.
But,
Yes, we want to be very careful that when parents engage us, that the idea is not, quote, indoctrination, unquote. And we have
Right.
even had some military personnel whose experiences have been such that they do not encourage recruitment. But we just think that it is very important for us to honor those who are serving and who have served, for us to appreciate the Edmund Daniels of the world for what they are doing from where they have come. You have to be a proud mom based upon knowing this young man the way you do and from whence he has come. So it is all positive from our standpoint, but the idea is not for parents to think that we want to indoctrinate young people. We want to inform them. So you mentioned, and I will have you repeat, by the way that our partners and our supporters can interact financially, because next to that would come from them, I suspect. Where do our funds go? How would you address that?
Okay, I just unmuted. Well, first of all, we're recertifying our not-for-profit status, and by launching a fundraising campaign, that's where the legal, and we want to continue to be transparent with the funds. So we'll be publishing the transactions and how they were used, and then secondly, need to purchase, the radio time at the fairest rates anywhere. We're getting the best right at KUAW. With the essay contest, we're offering financial prizes. And then we will be selling T-shirts, pins, caps for purchase to offset some of the costs. And that's where both of our funds come from, Karen. And
by the way, we are blessed to be on KUAW.org. DeQuay, we're also blessed that Louis George Walker is still in the room, because I want to address this. There is no place that I have observed. I grew up in Chicago, was very proud of WVON and some of the stations there. Came to Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know if you remember KCXL. We had KCXL for a minute. We have Hot 103 Jams, all of these stations. But in a station in Florida, I guess they had me do something, and in Arizona. But there is no place I have ever seen with rates as reasonable as KUAW.org. So one of the things that we want to do is not only pay our way, but pay to advertise, to promote KUAW.org. And it didn't occur to me, and I'm glad that this question came up, to ask Louis George Walker how you can be contacted, how somebody who might be interested in introducing an idea, those kinds of things.
Oh, definitely. Yes. If you want to contact us, you can contact us on the phone number that was given earlier, 816-599-6893. And if no one answers, just leave a message. We check the recordings every time we come in. 816-599-6893. You can also email us at KUAW985@gmail.com. So make sure that you reach out to us in those ways, and we will let you know what our advertising rates are. Well, also, if you want to sponsor a show or an hour, if you want to sponsor the Wave Your Grade show, you can do that. If you want to be a station sponsor, you can be that also. So we definitely will accept any donations, as Giving Tuesday is coming up. If you go to our webpage, KUAW.org or BFTAA.org, there is a way that you can donate through Facebook or through our PayPal account. You can use checks, mail them to KUAW, Post Office Box 300 166, Kansas City, Missouri 64130. There's just a lot of ways, and we would appreciate any support that we get. We're a 100% volunteer operation.
Yes.
And all the funds are used to help either get equipment or to help provide the shows and training for people that are learning this trade.
I want to thank you very much. And by the way, LaFay, before you come back in, and DeQuay might want to speak to this or just help me remember, when we think about the advantage of having a presence on KUAW.org, among the partnerships that we have sustained is the Smart Club. Now, this is a group of young people under the tutelage of Attorney Valencia Broadus who get an opportunity to interact with us on an ongoing basis. Rebecca Bradley was the coordinator for minority affairs in the state of Missouri for minority veterans. She is now the president of the National Association of Black Veterans, and that partnership not only has sustained a communicative kind of relationship where her activities are concerned, but there are people who have benefited from who she is and what she's able to do, from the VA all the way to college admission and those kinds of things. That has happened because of KUAW.org. And Gold Star Moms is a program that allows mothers of fallen soldiers to celebrate their children, and that program has expanded to include Gold Star dads. But if I begin to try to name all of those that we have benefited from meeting and interacting with, it would be way too much. So I will be depending largely on LaFay Daniels, not only in terms of how we look as the public, as far as the public is concerned, but how we function. And my question is, what is the best way for our supporters, for our partners, LaFay Daniels, to interact with us?
Once again, the best way to contact us form is stootsforboots.org, and leave us your name, phone number. We can contact you via email as well. And so currently right now, before the first of the year, if they want to get involved currently right now with suggestions while we're in the redevelopment of the site, now would be a great time. So any suggestions are welcome. Once again, the contact us form on the homepage, stootsforboots.org.
Thank you so very, very much. And by the way, DeQuay Wilson, let me know if there are some other observations and or announcements you want to make, because I am about to engage LaFay Daniels in what I consider to be a very interesting conversation, and I'll tell you what it was, and LaFay Daniels, you tell us what it is. How can what we are doing with Stoots for Boots and academic patriotism be a service that can indeed have participants get college credit for the course that is a curriculum outline for academic patriotism?
Good question. Oh, wow. Well, that's one of the things that it's a work in progress. It's to be announced at a later date, but we're trying to give CE courses, still connecting with Department of Education, and it's still in the working phase. So that's our goal with the academic patriotism. We are creating the course is already created. We're just getting it. We're still in development stages with the educational institutions and still trying to get the information on making that viable online as well as in person. Keeping up with the technology, the distance learning. We're still in that phase of trying to put it all together, but it would be a course that a person can take online and in person.
How did you learn about all this stuff, and what has been your level of participation?
Oh my gosh. Wow. When I was in my master's program, being a single mom, I wish I had the avenues that are out now when I was in college, getting my, because it makes it so much easier, and then with the COVID, having grandkids, I had to help out because the parents had to work. And then when I retired, before I started volunteering, I taught college course communication and computer science. I had to do it via the internet. So as far as the Blackboard training, the Doodle, the Google Classroom, all of that, I've been versatile in different platforms that I had to use. So it just made me want to go even farther to help parents that are like me, whether they're single or married. You got to work, and then sometimes you want to finish your education or just take a course to refresher. And currently, right now, so much is being offered online, whether it's refresher, certificate training, graduate level classes, undergrad, high school. I mean, it's a multitude of things. And with the grandkids, some of them they have this day of they call it an online day. They don't go to school. Ever since COVID, their school has added an online day where that's all they do. If they need help, they have an online class. So at least twice a month, they're out of school 2 or 3 days just for online classroom, which is pretty smart because when the weather is bad, days that they're missing, they won't be counted against them because they can still have class online. So COVID, to me, it helped open the eyes up for, several opportunities, not only for our children, but for people to start businesses as well.
I want Louis George Walker and DeQuay Wilson to feel comfortable chiming in because I want to find out from LaFay Daniels how it is that you are able to scrutinize all of the different kinds of things that come to you. I'll tell you what I mean within this context. Those who would participate and seek to get credit want to know that it is a legitimate enterprise. How do you avoid all of the different advertisements, all of the different solicitations for you? Take this course and get credit. Send us your $7,259 and we will give you credit, only for them to find out that we are not a legitimate organization. How do we legitimize ourselves?
Once again, we want to be transparent. And that's why we go to the people that actually orchestrate, giving the CEU courses, the colleges, the educational institutes, the different, the teachers union. We just got to get involved, the community. And to get those courses, we will have it in writing because that's something if we're going to get credit, it has to be given through the Department of Education. And so there's different avenues. It depends on the type of credit. Some kids just might need, what do they call it? Volunteer hours. They can take this course and get the volunteer hours. So it's different avenues we can take to still be legitimate, and introducing this academic patriotism course, not just for credit, but also for their volunteer hours to graduate as a senior.
I'm going back to Quay to Doc Bass, the relevance of intelligence, and that is when young people are taking a course that they feel is helpful to where they are going, they are likely to succeed in taking that. Did you want to say something? And that is extremely important. Now, LaFay Daniels, board member, Stoots for Boots, and resident expert, we are talking about announcing an official, quote, launch date, unquote. Are we going to be able to do what we need to do to make that announcement indeed in that time, by that time?
Definitely. Our official launch date currently is supposed to be Monday, January the 1st, 2024. Definitely will happen.
That is
if the Lord's will.
praise the Lord.
Gotta add that in there.
No doubt about
but
it.
That's the goal, definitely. And still, we will be doing just trials. It wouldn't be officially published, but we'll be able to see on our end, where we are. But definitely January 1st, 2024 will be the official launch date of the new Stoots for Boots website.
And by the way, if there are those who are interested in partnering, if there are those who are interested in becoming involved at whatever level, all the way from volunteer to being in our class, our number is 816-469-9925. That's Stoots for Boots, 816-469-9925. Now, by the way, when indeed you contact our Stoots for Boots webpage, even while, LaFay, we are streamlining, even while we are redesigning, even yet today, they could make a contact through the Stoots for Boots webpage and ask us to contact them, so we can interact even today. Is that correct?
That's correct. And on top of that, when they first go into our site, I originally was going to take down our email list, but please, if you haven't been to our site, at least go ahead and give us your email, because when we do launch January the 1st, I would love to send out a blast to let you guys know.
Yes.
Stoots for Boots going live January the 1st. So I didn't take that feature down, but that's to collect the email. So once again, if you haven't went to our site, please go just register your email for me so we can have our contact list already start populating for January 1st.
Fantastic. And by the way, DeQuay Wilson is going to tell us that we're just about out of time in just a little while. So one of the things that is absolutely important to me, LaFay Daniels, our very special guest today, is that we do not get away without your saying something that you want to make sure is said. I don't know what that might be, but I just want to make sure that you have ample time to make sure that this particular thing is said. Anything on your mind that we do not want to leave without getting from you.
My grandkids are in the background now. My grandson won. I didn't see the game, but he see them.
Look at that. Outstanding.
But the only thing I was going to say, if this continue, wait till they running off the little thing, just want to, once again, just continue to support Stoots for Boots and KUAW, because I want to give a shout out as well. I still want to do some training. Don't forget me now. And I can do it remote.
Yes.
But once again, looking for partners, once again, contact us form. Please go to Stoots for Boots, and you can also hit us up again on the telephone. Once again, thank you, Uncle Carl, for the opportunity, and thanks our listening audience. Stay tuned for Stoots for Boots.
Outstanding, and we appreciate it so much. We want to thank you for that, and that is here again. Even while we are integrally involved, we are also a partnership. So that training is absolutely ongoing, and it is a family affair. Believe that, because technology is coming. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you want to say something else?
Yeah, another thing also, we gonna have multiple courses, and also if you need Carboy to be a guest speaker, use our contact us form as well, and we'll get a hold to you as well. So stay tuned. Gonna be a lot of opportunities and different things that we're gonna share. That's the plan. Those are our goals, and once again, Lord's willing, January 1st, 2024. Look out.
Outstanding. Thank you so very, very much. LaFay Daniels, our special guest today. Board member, Stoots for Boots, technology expert, mom of a very special family, and part of the Wanda Boyd and Carl Boyd family. So we thank you. Let us now on Stoots for Boots.
Very welcome.
This being Saturday, November 18th, 2023, we turn it back over now to our producer, engineer, announcer, co-host. Her name is KUAW Wilson.
Thank you all so much for joining us on your Stoots for Boots Wave Your Grades program. We come to you live every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. Central Standard Time at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center right here in Kansas City, Missouri. I am your announcer, KUAW Wilson. Now, our host, Carl Boyd, will close with Carl's commentary on academic patriotism, and his daily message for students in honor of our veterans from his book, Morning Messages.
Thank you so very, very much for allowing me the opportunity before the program is over to offer Carl's commentary on academic patriotism. And there are some who have heard this commentary before who might want to know how indeed it relates, because it is a commentary on love. And so it is that we're talking about academic patriotism. We're talking about American students striving for excellence in honor of our troops. We're talking about partnerships. We're talking about the VFW Auxiliary, all those kinds of things. And as a matter of fact, we're talking about the military. So where does love come in? Well, as a matter of fact, I am the author of a poem, and it is a multi-faith poem. And America's military is comprised of all backgrounds that make up the United States of America. If I had a subtitle, it is the multicultural mosaic that makes America magnificent. And I designed the poem to address different faiths. And I always say to KUAW Wilson that I wrote the poem when Wanda and I were on our way to prison to visit. We were going to Moberly. We were going to speak for the NAACP to inmates of different faiths. And while Wanda drove, I was writing this poem. The original title was Buddha Cried, Please Do. And recently in a multi-faith gathering, it occurred to me, rather than identify that one, the title Love Required. This is what it is about. These are the words that I wrote April 1995. And the poem goes like this. When I came shouting, praise the Lord, Buddha cried, please do. Allah smiled and Moses said, we praise in our ways too. Assalamu alaikum, peace, shalom, nam myoho renge kyo. You love one God or witness to. I believe in the holy trio. You're not required to believe as I, but I am required to love you. Your faith is different, I know not why, but God knows I'm not above you. Our natives honor Mother Earth, the land, the sky, the water. We all are one, the great tribes say, and so says God the Father. What teach we now, the child, unborn, innocent, till taught different? that other faiths are ours to scorn? Are we now God's equivalent? Or do we teach in word and deed based on the faiths we chose, that all are children of one seed, whatever cloth their clothes? So when I come shouting, praise the Lord, and Buddha cries, please do, the world is then on one accord when I show my love for you. That is the poem Love Required from 1995. And now to students across the USA, your Stoots for Boots message for this day, November 18th. For every star on that field of blue, a state enlisted warriors to protect you. This is Wave Your Grades. My name is Carl Boyd, your host. Thank you so much, LaFay Daniels, La Family, DeQuay Wilson, Louis George Walker. Now, gracious God and wonderful Wanda,